driven down the street and smelled something burning? Or have you ever seen smoke from the hood of your car? Gasoline-powered cars have so many things that can go wrong. Students should invest in an electric car, since it is more efficient. College students may not fully consider what they are driving as long as it runs. According to a class survey, 7 out of 15 in this class are interested in getting an electric car. This speech will help illuminate those familiar with electric cars and those who are not. My research includes Grossmont College virtual libraries, internet articles, auto journals, auto websites. I also have 3 years of automotive experience working at Pacific Honda. I have accumulated 1 year of auto classes at Clearmaker College. Now first I will describe the harms of the internal combustion engine. Second, I will describe why people are continuing to drive gasoline cars. I will also refer to these vehicles as ICEVs, which is internal combustion engine vehicles. Third, I will give you specific steps to help one living with an electric car. There are 3 negative factors of driving an ICEV. ICEVs require excessive maintenance. Many of these cars need spark plugs, air filters, fuel filters, oil filters, and many quarts of oil. Gasoline engines have 2,000 parts that can go wrong. Compare that to the 20 or 30 parts of the electric powertrain. You can also add this to the wear and tear parts. Your normal tires, brakes, and batteries. Add all these parts that go bad, plus this stuff that you have to change anyways, and it gets expensive. The second harm will be gas prices. They're shooting through the roof. In the last 10 years, the cost of gas increased from $2 to $4 nationally. Gas prices have constant fluctuation. This can be connected to social and international situations. As oil prices overseas increase, the price of gas can go from $3.50 to $4 unexpectedly, if you guys haven't noticed this summer. Nebojka Nikanovic, Deputy Director and CEO of IIASA and former professor of energy economics at Vienna University, said the time to lean on gas for energy security is over. And what the world needs to do is move away from this and all other fossil fuels. A Canadian commuter shares his experience with using gas, with the increasing in gas prices, and he also owns 2 electric vehicles. He states, I have 2 EVs, a 2016 Nissan Leaf and a 2017 Zero motorcycle. Gasoline is expensive here, and electricity is cheap, so the fuel costs are something like 20% of a gas vehicle. The third harm is surprising. ICEVs wreak harm on the environment, but not in the way that you normally think. ICEVs release toxic fluids into the world. At my time at Pacific Honda, I would work with many hazardous fluids. I noticed that cars would leak all over the shop. Many leaks would end up spilling onto the scorching hot exhaust systems on vehicles, creating the smoke and terrible gas. It made working conditions awful at times. ICEVs with age and wear tend to need repairs, and they leak oil, coolant, power steering, all sorts of fluids from the complicated engine components. Yet another overlooked danger is ICEVs use gasoline. Gasoline is both explosive and flammable. In 2017, Keith Nash was burned alive in his mother's Kia Soul outside his apartment complex parking lot just outside of Cincinnati. High-pressure fuel leaks were directly linked to this model. This specific incident led to the investigation conducted by the Center of Auto Safety, condemning these cars unsafe. Both the 2011 Kia Sportage and 2013 Hyundai Tucson had unchecked fuel leaks and oil pan leaks that created hundreds of fires nationally. On average, faulty gas-related engine parts make up to 21% of highway fires. Between 2014 to 2016, highway car fires amounted to 170,000 incidents in the US, killing 350 people, scarring and burning 1,300. Now that I've discussed the harms of the ICEVs, I will tell you why people are still driving them. There are 2 specific reasons why people are still driving ICEVs. People do believe that gas cars are cheaper, which they are now. I mean, they've been out for 100 years, right? Many manufacturers are just starting to make electric cars. Contrast this to the electric cars, which are essentially in their infancy. There are so many ICVs on the road today, finding cheap gas cars or an electric car seems to be easier. The second aspect of why people buy gasoline cars is range. Electric cars cannot go nearly as far as gas-powered cars. Yeah, Tesla's working on that. Shannon Shadell, freelance journalist, states, the mileage varies on these vehicles, but in general, you can drive 35 to 245 miles on a single charge. A majority of electric cars are not at the point in which they can travel as far. This fear of buying an electric car can be referred to as range anxiety. Although the range is limited, many stations help with coverage. Now that I've explained why consumers continue to buy ICVs, I will tell you how to transition to one. Many would be surprised there are ways to buy an electric car while saving money. Here's a list of the lowest priced electric cars. You can also do specific search to find exactly what you want. All of this can be found on autotrader.com. You can get a Nissan Leaf for around $6 or $7 grand right now. I mean, on Craigslist too. But AutoTrader is really good because they sell clean cars. If one is confused on how to and is overwhelmed with where to start, a great source is greencarreports.com. It serves as an excellent guide. So like you could literally go through this guide and it'll show you like how you're supposed to get rid of your car and how you can save money getting one and whatnot. Next would be how to deal with the range anxiety. There are smart options for traveling with electric cars to ease range anxiety. Any new developments on electric car refuel stations will be visible on this site. It will also give you a full map of stations in your state. So this app is really great because you can actually find your routes and everything on here, so you can hit stations on road trips and whatnot. Next, there are many stations to help extend the range of electric cars. PlugShare is the #1 charging app on the market. This app has built-in trip planning as well, and you could use it for trips and you don't have to worry about missing a station on road trips. It updates automatically. So first I talked about the harms of internal combustion engines. Second, I explained why people continue to drive ICEVs. And third, I gave you specific steps to help transition into an electric car. Just imagine in the future, you spend your savings account money on a last gas car. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's a muscle car. I like muscle cars, don't get me wrong. But spilling fluids all over the ground and making all sorts of noises from the belts, pulleys, and tensioners. Save your money right now, do your research, because any gas crisis may hit in the future. And you won't be reaching into your pocket at some crowded gas station waiting to pay some absurdly expensive gas price. In the future, commuters drive an electric car, they will have to not pay to burn gas, not worry about maintenance, and not have to drive cars that can leak all over the grounds and into our storm drains. There will always be strain on the hundreds of engine components, and they will have to deal with the inconsistent gas prices. In the end, driving a gas car in the future will be like using an hourglass at like a track and field event. Driving down the street with a stream of smoke behind you and waking up to your car seeing a lake of coolant under your car will never be that good. Remember the next time you see a used car lot, that a secondhand electric car may actually have your name on it. Thank you.